Hey, Shalom, giving all praises, acknowledgement, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah, HaQuadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that have taught us this truth, and they continue to teach us. And Shalom to our brothers doing this mighty and powerful works in hopes of salvation. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which means He exists. And Yahweh Shai is the name of the beloved Son, who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai meaning He, deliverer. Bahashem just means in the name. So, as you can see, the world is about to experience suffering and hardship because the devil is greedy. Because of the greed of the so-called white man, the whole world is about to suffer. This dude, Trump, thinks he has a plan to keep America wealthy, on top. He's trying to save corporate America. But in this attempt, the whole world is going to go to war. The whole world is going to go to war because of the devil's greed. Check this out, man.
If Trump is not an idiot, what if losing the war in Iran is exactly the plan? Let me show you something the media will never tell you. So everyone is saying Trump is destroying America. He is fighting an unwinnable war in Iran. He is threatening to invade with ground troops. He is pissing off NATO by threatening Greenland. He is picking fights with Canada, Mexico, Denmark, Colombia. JP Morgan says the world will run out of oil by mid-April. The global economy is about to collapse. Trump looks like the worst president in history, a complete buffoon, right? But what if that's the whole point? What if Trump wants to lose the war in Iran? What if he wants the American empire to collapse? What if he wants to destroy the global economy? Then he would be a genius. Let me explain. Right now the world gets 20% of its oil from the Middle East. Japan gets around 75% from the Middle East. India gets around 60%. China gets around 50%. Europe is also heavily dependent. But here's the thing, oil is not rare. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. Canada has massive reserves. United States has massive reserves. Trump just took over Venezuela in January. He's threatening to take over Canada. You see where this is going? If Trump closes the Strait of Hormuz by fighting Iran, the Middle East oil stops flowing, but North America is still pumping. Suddenly Europe, China, Japan, South Korea, they all would need American oil. And not just oil, fertilizer too. The nitrogen for food production also comes from the Middle East. If that's cut off, where do they turn? There are only two options, North America and Russia. Trump is making the entire world dependent on the resources he controls. Now here
That is a flawed plan. You think the nations will come bowing down to America for resources? Get the fuck out of here. Do you know how long it takes for oil to travel on water? Oil travel at the speed of a bike. You think these nations are gonna have their economies suffer for importing oil from here, which is going to be more costly? It's going to take longer, and they're going to have to deal with you when they could just deal with someone close to their home, someone close as Iran. People are really buying into this dumbass plan. So, check this out, man. According to the New Living Translation, Habakkuk 2 describes the greedy and arrogant nature of the Babylonians, or an oppressive power. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. So Esau, the so-called white man, is as death. Everything he touches dies. All right? In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. In their greed. All right? Now we're going to read the actual scripture. Even AI would tell you Esau, the so-called white man, is a greedy bastard. All right? Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, by his philosophy. All right? He is a proud man. Trump is the embodiment of the Edomite race, the so-called white race, just arrogant and proud. Neither keep it at home. Yeah, man, they got 700 plus bases all across the earth. And even down to the regular Edomites, they're always going to places that don't want them there. They're always gentrifying the goddamn earth, man. They go to South America. They go to Mexico and start buying up the lands and making everything expensive. Neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desire as hell. So this dude's desire is unsatisfiable or unsatiable. If I'm saying the word correctly, like it can never be pleased. And is as death. So this dude is as death. Now, speaking of oil, I was just thinking, like, this guy is such a demon. He sucks out all the oil out the earth. And then he sells it as fertilizer. And what do fertilizer do? It helps grow. Showing you the earth needs the fucking oil in the earth. You're not supposed to constantly just suck out the oil out of the earth. All right? And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's that new world order, man. This dude already has every single thing. He wants
Okay, so what if
now they just want to be inside your body. All right? They already have all the resources. For the elites, this is a game of Monopoly. You know? This is all a game to them. But really, they're fulfilling the Most High's will. Starting wars.
Japan, South Korea?
You know?
They all would need American oil. And not just oil, fertilizer too. The nitrogen for food production also comes from the Middle East. If that's cut off, where do they turn? There are only two options, North America and Russia. Trump is making the entire world dependent on the resources he controls. Now here is the genius part. Who owns the most US debt? Who's financing America's $39 trillion? It's Japan, China, Taiwan, South Korea, UK, France, Belgium, and Luxembourg, the same countries that need Middle East oil. There's been this fear that these countries would stop buying US Treasury bonds, that they would move to gold or Swiss francs, that America's Ponzi scheme would collapse. But now they need American energy. They need American resources. They can't abandon the dollar. They are trapped. Trump just turned America's biggest weakness, its debt, into its greatest weapon. By starting an unwinnable war in Iran, he's forcing the entire world to depend on North America. This isn't new. Putin already proved that this strategy works in Ukraine. Russia has been fighting for 5 years. It's a slow grind, but it has restructured Russia's entire economy around war production, drones, ammunitions, and military manufacturing. Russia went from importing Iranian drones to making their own and now exporting them to Iran. Putin's plan was that the world is collapsing anyway, so why not build a fortress, make Russia self-sufficient, control the resources, and weather the storm? America saw this and said, we can do the same. Greenland for rare earth minerals, Canada for oil and resources, Venezuela for oil reserves, Mexico for manufacturing, Panama Canal for trade control. So maybe Trump is not being reckless. He is actually building a self-sufficient North American fortress while the rest of the world burns. So yes, Trump looks like an idiot. Yes, he's losing the war in Iran. Yes, he's destroying the global economy. But if the goal was to end the American empire and rebuild it for Americans, to make the world dependent on US.
So these Edomites really believe that this is a workable plan. You gotta be a fucking idiot to believe anything this guy says. All right. Jeremiah chapter 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. That's dealing with you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Get your mind out of America. Get the fuck out of the mentality of being an American, man, of being a Babylonian. And deliver every man his soul. So if you don't get your mind out of this place, just get your spirit out of this place, like spiritually, you're going to be destroyed. All right? So save your soul, man. Save yourself. Because you don't want to be in the mentality of this place when it's going down. It's literally falling. This place is free falling. They're talking about there's no fucking imports coming in. They're talking about the last set of oil is arriving to America. You know, supposedly from Iran. We're talking about a global energy crisis. All right? This happened before, man. Man, I wanted to do a lesson on that. In 1970, Nixon, he declared that people need to turn down their air conditioner. People need to travel less. There was an oil crisis in America before. All right? He ordered that the jobs, they cut down hours. So these laws will come. All right? You people will stay in your house unless you're told to go to job or go somewhere. All right? This happened before. And the president declared an emergency, having a curfew. All right? Be not cut off in her iniquity, because this place is about to be judged. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. The Most High is about to take out his anger upon this place. All right? It's about to be the time that America has to pay up for all the wickedness. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. So the whole earth is drunken off the philosophy of America. All right? The nations have drunken of her wine. Because, therefore the nations are mad. Yeah, so they didn't think the Babylonian wine was this strong. They just thought it was, it won't do that much damage. They took on the philosophies of America, democracy, capitalism, and look at how their society has decayed morally, to where over there in them countries they're banning OnlyFans, and they're banning certain things online, websites. They're banning Western activities and Western social media. They not fucking around, man, because they thought, oh man, this is harmless to copy America, to have McDonald's and fucking Burger King and all this bullshit. And look how fucked up their country is because of it. People don't have tradition and culture no more. They just want to be like Americans. Therefore, the nations are mad, and they're mad as fuck, because they didn't know it was this strong. All right? Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. And this dude Trump thinks this is the healing ointment. Make America self-sufficient off other people's shit. Do you know that the resources of Canada is going to be bidded for? You're not guaranteed to have access to the resources in Canada. Do you know Mexico just pulled the fast one on you, went full digital? They're going to be bidding the resources out to the highest bidder. You're not going to be handed anything, man. Just because you and Mexico have a allegiance. So this place is falling. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. And this dude is trying everything to heal America, to make it great. The only time America ever been great was when our people was in slavery, building this place up to a standard in front of the whole world, man, to where everyone wanted to be like America. But that shit ain't going back, man. Our captivity is coming to an end. Why do you think World War III is happening? All right, Joel 2 tells you it's because of the controversy of Zion. For what the world did to the Lord's people, it's time to pay. All right? Forsake her. But it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So Babylon right now is wounded, man. There's nothing could fix or heal this place. It's over. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his own country. And that's what the heathens are doing. They're selling off their stores. They selling off their businesses. They taking their little money and they going back to their countries. All right? starting up this year, you had a mass migration of people that became citizens. They went back to their fucking countries. All right? For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So the whole world is going to see the judgment of America when it's burning from the nuclear missiles that are going to be launched. It says, the Lord had wrought forth our righteousness. Come, let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord, Yahweh our God, Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Make bright the arrows, the missiles, right? Gather the shields. The Lord had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. And you look it up in the map. That's Russia, man. For his device is against Babylon, to destroy it. So the Most High plan is to move Russia against America, to destroy America. Because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, and this is the standard, this truth. Make the watch strong. Stand up the watchman. And every brother is set up as a watchman. You got thousands of brothers at every angle bringing out different news, different information. Paying attention. Prepare the ambushes, for the Lord had both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. So the Most High have beef not only with America, but for you people dwelling in America. You Babylonians, man. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. It's crazy how this is the most wealthiest kingdom, and it got the most homeless. It got the most crackheads and drugged out people and shit. All right? This place is so fucked up to where people are buying camper vehicles and, you know, forgot what the vehicle is called, but, you know, people are not living in homes, you know. Thine end is come, the measure of thy covetousness. So your covetousness, your greed has reached its limit. The Most High is fed up with the so-called white man's greed. Because this ain't nothing but greed. Back. What we're witnessing is the so-called white man's greed causing suffering and is going to destroy his kingdom. All right?
The United States right now is producing more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And if you remember, he said it twice. He said, let me say that again. The U.S. is producing more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. He directed allies to buy oil and gas from America. Now, the U.S. and allies are increasing their naval presence in the Strait of Hormuz right now.
Yeah, America is producing more gas and oils. But guess what? America is consuming all of its resources like a fat bitch, burning through all the goods. All right, you have people that get in the car just to run around, drive around. Millions of people do that every day. All right? And two, America man, Salaki, I lost my train of thought. But America is just burning through all the resources. Oh, AI. them AI facilities, they drain the resources every day. Those facilities are like football stadiums. They consume so much oil and water. And they're building more. So that means more resources are being wasted.
Indicate to the world that yes, Iran wanted the strait closed, it will then be closed, and all the traffic will be redirected to the Gulf of America, where the United States will up its capacity and up its sales of oil and gas to the rest of the world. There is a second front developing right now in this war, and that second front is about the economy. The United States military has destroyed the economy of Iran and will continue to do so. The president has talked a lot about helping the people of Iran. As much as this is decimating Iran and its economy, it is helping the people of Iran on the other side of this. So, major developments this morning with the United States beginning this blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, directing all traffic toward the Gulf of America, directing the U.S. to continue upping its capacity of production, because the U.S. is right now, even before this situation, producing more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined.
So at this point, they're just trying to take Iran's shit. Iran won't let it. And it's not about economy no more for Iran. It's about them keeping their resources, because the devil is trying to take all of it, not some of it, all of it. I seen a video of how much oil Iran produces. They produce so much oil, it's like fucking water over there, and they sell it for pennies. That's how much oil they produce. All right, so America licking they chop. They want the oil. They want to establish a central banking system over there. You know? So, Jeremiah 51:13, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. America got it all and it still want other people's shit. Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. There's a limit upon your greed. You fucking devils. You're greedy as fuck. And your greed is going to be the end of you. Now check it out what this man said. And he's connecting the dots.
Attention all U.S. citizens. In exactly 5 days, we are all cooked. Now, if you don't already know, the U.S. is receiving its last oil shipment from Iran on April 15th, which means a couple things. One, gas prices are going to skyrocket. Yeah, we already knew this, and we said this last time, and they never skyrocketed, but I'll explain why it's really going to happen this time. We're currently experiencing gas prices rising because other countries who have already lost access to gas and oil deliveries are bidding to purchase the gas that we are purchasing from other countries. We are going to turn into one of those countries, outbidding the other countries. So it's not just going to go up $1 or $2. It's going to fucking go up like $6 to $7. You want to know what else this means? 20% of the oil supply in the world is ending on April 15th. On April 15th, 20% of the world's food supply is just going to stop. 20% of factories, 20% of manufacturing, 20% of anything related to energy, which is everything, is going to stop in 5 days. People are going to die. millions of people are going to die. It doesn't matter what your opinion on the war is. And even if it ended right now, it wouldn't matter, because everything related to oil in Iran was destroyed in the war already. It's going to take years to rebuild this. People are going to suffer for years because of this war.
You see, because of the devil's greed, people are going to suffer, die, and it's going to bring up, his greed is going to bring about destruction and his own destruction. Because the effect is that the pipelines in Saudi Arabia has been destroyed. The factories in the Middle East have been destroyed. The refinery factories have been destroyed. So the whole Middle East is kind of fucked. That's why the scripture says, woe unto the world, to the inhabitants of the world, for the devil has come down in great wrath, because he knoweth he had but a short time. So Esau is moving with his new order plan. And this whole shit Trump is doing to save corporate America ain't gonna work out. Because like like the guy is saying, people are gonna bid on Mexico oil. They're gonna bid on Canada oil. All right? And America's plans is gonna go to shit. All right, thinking they're gonna bully Mexico, the Gulf. They're gonna take control. No, you're not. And now we see why the whole world is gonna fight. Because they're gonna fight to not fuck with America. They want their oil from where they get it from. They don't want to deal with this fucking guy, Trump. Check out what the Turkish president said.
Ateşkesin ilan edildiği gün İsrail 254 Lübnanlıyı barbarca katletti. Gözünü kan ve kin bürümüş soykırım şebekesi her türlü insani değeri hiçe sayarak hiçbir kural ve ilke tanımadan günahsız yavru.
Baik, seterusnya Presiden Turki Tayyip Erdogan menyifatkan. Baik, seterusnya
Yavruları, kadınları, sivilleri öldürmeye devam ediyor. Ateşkesin ilan edildiği gün İsrail.
So they're threatening to go to war because if they continue the war, and if America continues the war, these nations are going to suffer. So World War III is the whole world at war. Everybody dragged into this conflict. All right, let's get, and that's fulfilling the prophecy of Gomer and all his bands, Turkey, joining the war on the side of Russia. Ezekiel 38 and verses 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. That's Russia. All right? And Putin is looking like that guy, man. And prophesy against him. And say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So the Most High, he ain't for Putin in Russia. All right? If you playing chess, you ain't finna fall in love with your chess pieces. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws and will bring thee forth. And best believe Russia has been brought forth. They've been brought back to that USSR spirit, that Soviet Union spirit, where they want to nuke America. All right? Where they want to, shoot missiles at America. And all that in armies and horses and horsemen. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor. So the missiles, it's going to be, it's already moved. They already moving missiles, man, through that Caspian Sea. They already moving equipment through that Caspian Sea, man, which is right next to Iran. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shield. All of them handling swords. So all these nations that are going to be on Russia's side, they all have nuclear missiles, long-range missiles, missiles that could reach America in no time. Persia, of course, Iran, Ethiopia, the African countries. These are all BRICS. Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And that shield and helmet is modern warfare, man. They're gonna be bringing their tanks, their weaponry, their planes, their jet fighters. Everything's coming out on the battlefield. Gomer and all his band. And that's it. That's Turkey. And Turkey was what? NATO recently broke away from NATO recently. And it says Gomer and all his band, the house of Togama, all of the north quarters and all his bands, so Armenia and Azerbaijan, and many people with thee. Gomer. Yep. Modern Turkey. There it is. And guess what? These places are all right next to each other. So that whole region is going to be brought into war. Yeah, man. And Turkey got one of the biggest militaries. The House of Togama, Togama of the North Quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. And guess what? Russia has been prepared because they've been fighting that war in Ukraine. So they got, man, their military is battle tested. They got the experience in modern warfare. All right, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and all these military, they've been, some of them been going to Ukraine to get experience. All right, you have some of BRICS members. They went to go help Russia fight in Ukraine. You know, plus these nations are doing battle exercises, which is just what? Simulating war. All thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And who's that they're going to be guarding? Iran. They're going to be guarding their allies. Russia going to be guarding his allies. Their allies. So, as you can see, Turkey's mentioned, and look at this. Turkey about to jump in there, boy. if the war continues.
200
Prophecy is being fulfilled, man. So this plan of isolating the world to where they no longer get the oil from Iran, they get it from America, that's not gonna work. Stop.
Coming to the Gulf Coast of the United States to load up oil and take it elsewhere. 90 of them. There's 90 of them headed to the United States right now. That number is normally 30. That number is normally 30. So we have this very weird thing happening where the futures market has dropped a lot. The physical market is still way up here. And we've got 90 tankers headed to the United States to take record amounts of oil out of it. Now, the futures market dropping like it did also make the wholesale price of gas fall on the futures market. Coming to the Gulf Coast.
The U.S. has now announced it could block the Strait of Hormuz. This means even if Iran allows ships to pass, there will be U.S. Navy ships controlling movement in the area. In simple terms, ships won't move freely. They could be stopped, checked, delayed, or even turned back by U.S. forces. At the same time, Iran has warned it will respond to any military presence in the strait, increasing the risk of a direct clash. This creates a tense situation where both sides are trying to control the same waterway. Iran says ships can pass, while the U.S. says only under its conditions. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical routes in the world, carrying around 20% of global oil supply every day. Because of this, even a small disruption can quickly push oil prices higher and impact global markets. Many countries, especially in Asia and Europe, depend heavily on oil that passes through this route. So any blockade or conflict here could affect fuel prices, shipping routes, and supply chains worldwide. With U.S. naval forces already active in the region and Iran increasing its warnings, the situation is becoming more serious by the hour. If tensions continue to rise, the Strait of Hormuz could turn into one of the most dangerous flashpoints in the world right now.
No sooner did I say I want to be North Korea, and then a friend sent me this. So Iran and China have signed a $42 billion deal, which includes military cooperation, oil trade, and tech. So Iran has sealed itself as the superpower in the Middle East, and
this is what Esau is trying to prevent. He's trying to prevent Iran from becoming a superpower. You know, even though this is all orchestrated by the wealthy elites, you know, it's the Most High's will, man. This shit is going down. All we gotta do is just be patient and wait. Habakkuk chapter 2:2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So the vision is written down very plainly, but you still need men of the Lord to teach you. All right? To make it to where you could see it. And we take it and we break it down. All right? And we run with them breakdowns, man. All right? Go into the prophecies. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So the appointed time is approaching. The appointed time of the economic collapse. The appointed time of the Great Reset, like Trump calls it, where the money goes from tangible money to digital, imaginary money. And they're going to give it to you if you take a chip. That's for an appointed time that we're approaching. All of these things are going to happen simultaneously. All right, society is gonna spiral into chaos with all these events going on. All right, with the global energy crisis. All right. Today, man, we're approaching at a point in time that Ezra's seen everything that Ezra's seen, man, in the 15th chapter, the 16th chapter, where shit got so bad by the 16th chapter to where there's like 10 left in the city. Shit, man. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. And that's it, man. Wait for it. We're literally, Lord willing, the hopeful elect, waiting for our time to rule the earth. But we got to go through all the hell that comes. But we know we're going through it because the Lord wants to save his men at the end of the day. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Bro, it's happening. It's not taking time. It's happening every day. They had a peace meeting. Pakistan helped usher that. But you know, Pakistan is a fucking... Esau got, you know, they controlling them sometimes. Yeah, Esau, you know, controlling them. Because there was news reports that Iran sold Pakistan some oil, and then Pakistan sold it to America. So Iran started destroying vessels of Pakistan, like oil vessels. So, with that being said, America came with the false narrative of peace talks, but at the same time, they had their warships enter into the strait. And then, in the midst of negotiating, and then you have Iran, the representatives, the minister, he didn't even want to go in the room with America. So, there's no fucking deal, man. This shit is war, and it ain't going back. And it's going to be like this until the mark of the beast and until the whole world is dragged into it. Which that is going to happen, because we just seen that Iran just made it huge economic deal with all these nations for oil. And what did America do? Block that shit. America said, fuck your business. I'm going to close it down. So you know what that means? The people that just spent their money, they're going to be like, you better get the fuck out the way. Oh, we're going to have to intervene. That's World War III, man. Job chapter 20 and verses 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Thus his new world order, the fullness of his sufficiency. So this devil has everything he could possibly want. He has everything. Money doesn't mean anything to him. Resources, he has it all. What else could satisfy this greedy thirst? He wants control. He wants complete control. This is what the New World Order is about. To control everything, every lands, every people. They want to control your body. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. It's crazy because right now, they dealing with the straits. The Straits of Hormuz. But Esau gonna have a lot of problems completing his new world order. All right? He's gonna have a lot of monkey wrenches, which the Most High is gonna set up. He's gonna have a lot of backlash. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, and that's us, man. Aimal. You know, Jakes that are workers, that are the farmers, that are the hustlers out here getting it done, keeping America afloat, doing the ugly jobs, the poor jobs that people look down upon. All right? Jake gonna get their get back, man. They gonna get their hands on these devils. Because these fucking devils is trying to go automations and AI. And Jake is looking like, what the fuck, man? I done poured everything into America. All this goddamn blood, sweat, labor, time. Just to get fucked. It says 23, when he is about to fill his belly, his new world order, he thinks he's about to be successful. The Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So, they're going to initiate the new world order. They're going to get millions, if not billions of people with the chip inside of them. The mark of the beast, and they're going to have control over these people. They're going to get everybody except for the elect. All the chosen vessels of the Lord ain't going to take that. They're going to either die behind not taking the mark of the beast. And guess what? In the midst of that, he think he got it. And guess what? The Most High is going to send his son to stop him. And shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So the Most High is going to send Yahawashi to rain upon your parade. Because he's going to be like, man, we did it. We executed it. It worked. We got everybody chipped up. And then the Most High Son is going to come back. Then you're going to be taken out of power. But Lord willing, this is edifying and to the point. This dude Trump trying to put balm on America's wound. Get the fuck out of here. You can't heal Babylon, bro. It's over. Over. Shalom.